Haboim. Welcome everyone. We're about to begin Be'ezras Hashem together on Daf Mem Hey Amud Aleph. Starting with Daf Mem Dalid Amud Beis, 10 lines from the bottom. We learn in the second parak that the third payis is of the Ketaris. That means that the Kohen, who then is Zoiche in winning the Ketaris, so that Kohen, he brings the Ketaris and burns it in the inner Mizbeach and the golden Mizbeach in the Heichal. In addition to him, there's somebody else who takes the coals in a machta from the special ma'arocha of the outer Mizbeach. He then follows together with that Kohen and that second Kohen who has the kaf of the Ketaris in it. They walk together into the Heichal. The one who then carries the coals, he pours it on the inner Mizbeach and he walks out. The Makdir, the one who's Zoiche in the Ketaris, then pours the Ketaris and burns the Ketaris on the inner Mizbeach. That is done during the rest of the year by any Kohen, and that's a mana pras in the morning and pras in the afternoon. On Yom Kippurim, in addition to that which the Kohen Gadol does, he also then burns the Ketaris in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Says the Gemara that the Mishnah then enumerates various differences between the Ketaris during the rest of the year and the Ketaris on Yom Kippurim. Says the Gemara, quoting the Mishnah, Bekol Yom Haisa Kvedo Vayom Kalo. The Mishnah states that the rest of the year, the Machta is heavy, while on Yom Kippurim it is light. Explains the Gemara Tana, it says in the Brisa, Bekol Yom Haisa Gildo Avei Vayom Rach. The rest of the year, the walls of the Machta are thick, and the walls on the Machta in Yom Kippurim are thin. That explains the difference in the weight of the Machta. Bekol Yom Haisa Ktsar Vayom Aruka. During the rest of the year, the handle is short for the Machta, for the shovel, whereas on Yom Kippurim it has a long handle. Ask the Gemara, my time, what's the reason for this difference? Explains the Gemara, when you have a long handle of the machta, so then it's able to then be supported by the arm of the Kohen Gadol. So the reason is, of course, that the chush of the Kohen Gadol, we want to prevent him from exerting himself too much, and therefore we want to minimize the exertion on Yom Kippurim. Thereby, he has a longer handle, and that's also the reason why the machta itself is lighter with a dak, with a more of a thin type of wool that it has. The Gemara now quotes the Mishnah, quotes the Brisa saying, Tano, B'kol yom lo haya lo ni'ashtik. Every day he didn't have a ni'ashtik. Now, there's a machlokes in the Rishonim, what is a ni'ashtik? Rashi learns that it's referring to a bell on the top of the machta. So when he goes into the heichal, he's able to then make a sound of the bell. Take a look at Rashi. Ni'ashtik tabas beroisha. It's a ring on the top of the machta. Shemekashkesh umashmiya kol, which will ring and make a noise. Mishum shen, it says v'nishmar kolo beboy. Now, even though this pasuk v'nishmar kolo beboy is talking about the mi'il, and it has bells, so that when he enters the heichal, then the Kohen Gadol will have then making a sound with the mi'il that he's wearing. But when he enters the heichal on Yom Kippurim, he doesn't wear the vestments of the golden vestments, which includes the mi'il. So therefore, Rashi points out over here that the machta will have on its roish, on the head, a bell, a tabas that will make a sounding of a bell. V'hayoim hayalo ni'ashtik divrei ben Sagan. On Yom Kippurim is different than the rest of the year, where you have this bell on the roish of the machta. The Mishnah says, B'chol yom haya zahava yaroik. All year long, the gold that would be used would be yaroik. That would be the gold on the machta. Literally, it's translated as green, but it really is referring to a yellow type of gold. Om Rav Chizda Shiva Zahavim Hein. Rav Chizda, there are 7 different types of gold. And he lists them. Zahav, V'zav Toiv, V'zav Oifir, V'zav mupaz, v'zov shochut, v'zov sagur, v'zov parvayim. And he explains, Zov v'Zov Tov. What's the source for this? That there's these two types of Zahav, Zov and Zov Tov. Dichsiv, it's in the pasuk. Uzahav haaretz hahi Tov. And the gold of the land is called Tov, which means that in relative to that, there's regular Zahav, and now there's Zahav Tov. These are two that are mentioned in this pasuk. The Zahav Oifir, the Osi Ma'oifir comes from the area of Oifir. Special Zahav that comes from there. Zahav Mupaz, the top of Daf Mem Hey Amud Aleph. Shedoime Lepaz. Rashi says, Shematziv Kemargelis. It shines like a margelis, like a pearl. Zahav Shachut. Shenit Shechut. Shenitve Kechut. It's a combination of the words Shin Chut, Shenitve Kechut. It's like it's nitve, it's sewed, it's sewed like a chut. Zahav sagur, that it's closed. B'shah sheniftach kol hachaniyos nizgaros. The time that this one store, that means when it's selling the zahav sagur, it's such a special zahav that it causes all the other stores to close. Zahav parvayim, shedoime ledam haporim. It's similar to the dam of the porim, of the axes, which are used on Yom Kippurim. Rav Ashi Yoma. Rav Ashi is choylek on the list that Rav Chizda provided us of 7, and he says there's only the latter 5. Chamisha hein. V'chol chad v'chad is be'zahav v'zav toy, because all of these 5 contain with the 2 different levels. One that's relatively bigger and greater and better qualitatively than the other one. One is zav and one is zav toiv. Tanya nami hochi. We also have a brisa like this. B'kol yom haya zahava yaroik v'yom edom. All year long we have a yellow type of gold, and today on Yom Kippur we have a red adom type of gold. V'hainu zahav parvayim shedoim ledam haparim, and that is the zahav of parvayim, which is similar to the zav of the parim of the axes. B'kol yoim makriv, the Mishnah says, prashachris v'pras ben arboim. B'kol yom haisa daka v'yom daka mina daka. The Gemara brings a brayso that comments on this daka mina daka. Tanu Rabbanan daka ma tamalom. When the pasuk says in regards to the Ketores on Yom Kippurim, it says daka. What is it coming to teach? Asked the brayso. Harei v'alo kvar nemar v'shochachta mimena hadeik. In regards to the regular Ketores all year long, it says v'shochachta mimena hadeik. So therefore, it already says dak. Answers the brayso ella lahavi daka mina daka. That means even after it is refined, it is put again to be refined even further on Yom Kippurim. Bekol yoim kohanim oilim b'mizracha shel kevesh. All year long, the kohanim, they go up the kevesh. It says on the mizrach, on the right side, on the east, and they go down on the left side, on the side marov. On Yom Kippurim, the kohen gadol, he goes up in the middle and comes down in the middle. Domamar kolpin. Oh, so Gemara wants to explain why is it that the rest of the year that the Kohanim go up on the right side, which is the east, and go down on the right side, which is really on the west. There's a principle that called kol pinois. When it comes to avodas Hashem, then we always go in the derech yamin. We're turning to the right, and therefore the kevesh, which is on the southern side of the mizbeach, when the kohen is facing the mizbeach and going up the kevesh, so then he's facing north. That means to the right, kolpinos is to the derech yamin. Shatai point is the derech yamin would be lemizrach. Therefore, he goes up on the eastern part of the kevesh, and then when he turns to the right of him would be then the western part of the kevesh, whereby he's going down on the western part of that kevesh. In the Yom Kippurim, the Kohen Gadol goes up and goes down the kevesh from the middle. My time, what's the reason for this difference? Explains the Gemara, Mishum Kevoidai the Kohen Gadol. Because of the Kavod of the Kohen Gadol, his great Chavivus on Yom Kippurim, which is expressed, the fact that he's now like a Ben Bayis, he's able to then go up in the regular middle road, so to speak, the Derech HaMelech, so to speak, in the Kevesh on his way up and his way down. The Kol Yom Kohen Gadol Mekadesh Yodav Raglav Min HaKiyar. All year long, he's Mekadesh Yodav Raglayim with the Kiyar, and on Yom Kippurim with a golden kli. Explains the Gemara, my time, what's the reason? Explains the Gemara, Mishum Kvoidei Shel Kohen Gadol. He uses the water of the golden kli as a result to show of his chashivos again, because the kavod of the Kohen Gadol. During the rest of the year, although he's using a kiyar, but on Yom Kippurim it's different, and therefore he uses the golden kli to express that he has special kavod on Yom Kippurim and chavivus for the avodas hayoim.